we've seen a remarkable run in these cybersecurity stocks thanks to the work-from-home economy. But most of them have now kind of run so much that they're pretty expensive. So maybe it's time to start looking for cybersecurity plays that have maybe lagged a tad. Take Proofpoint, one of our all-time favorites, is cloud-based security software play. It's focused on protecting people because people are what most hackers target. Also, because people make the most mistakes. Yes, this is a company that used to do just email security, but in recent years, they've made a series of acquisitions, bulk up on their exposure to cloud security. And that's why Proofpoint stock has often lagged the pure cloud plays like Zscaler, Okta, CrowdStrike. But you know what? When Proofpoint reported a month ago, the company knocked it out of the park and also gave terrific guidance. Stock surged up to the 130s at the time. Since then, though, it's pulled back more than $15 on no particular news. There was a brief rotation out of these stocks, and Proofpoint hasn't bounced back as fast as some of the others. So could this be the buying opportunity? Let's take a closer look with Gary Steele, the chairman and CEO of Proofpoint, frequent guest. Hear more about how his company's doing and where it's going. Mr. Steele, welcome back to Mad Money.
Thanks, Jim. It's great to be here.
All right, so Gary, at a company, an individual goes, right? It goes to the headquarters. Protected by other smart people that you can ask them about doing something. They'll say, no, that's really dumb. You go, and they don't do it. You go home, you must be making all sorts of mistakes, and the hackers must be all over this.
No, definitely. And what we've seen since COVID broke is that the threat actors have really been leveraging COVID as kind of the key lure to try to get people to click on things, open documents, et cetera. And so I think employees, frankly, are more vulnerable than ever before, and companies understand that, and they're responding.
Well, this Observe IT that you bought, I like them. They're really smart. And they put out this Cost of Insider Threats Global Report, and it is something like 62% of the employees who make simple mistakes account for this. I mean, now why? I mean, are we that dumb, or do we need Proofpoint because we just are scared or don't know what we're doing?
No, I think on the insiders, on the insider part of our business, what we definitely see is you've got a lot of employees actually trying to do the right thing, but they make mistakes, and that creates risk and vulnerability for the company. And so organizations are looking to companies like Proofpoint to help them solve those kinds of problems. And it's even more exacerbated in this world where you're sitting by yourself in your home office, and you might not always make the best of decisions.
Now, if I had, you've always been genteel about the competition, but if I have the regular Microsoft program, it sounds like the customers are telling you, look, I like Microsoft, but frankly, I can't live without Proofpoint. So what does Proofpoint do that Microsoft doesn't, and why can't Microsoft duplicate what Proofpoint does?
Yeah, I think it kind of comes down to three simple things. So first is effectiveness. So our ability to be able to attack the threats of today. And when the world went to COVID, for example, we were right out in front responding those kinds of issues, and they weren't seeing it, frankly, across other competitive solutions. Second point is visibility. So we really help organizations understand who those threat actors are that are targeting them. And then it's just a multitude of features that make the controls that we provide to companies that much more compelling to better protect their individuals.
And also,
I'm telling that story every day.
Well, I also think that when I look at some of these companies, they were created in the last 4 or 5 years, maybe 3 years. You guys went through 2009. You went through the Great Recession. I think that gives you a little better understanding as an investor of why I'd want to be in Proofpoint versus a lot of these other guys that were just created.
No, definitely. And we learned a lot from that 08-09 experience where we saw as the economy contracted, the experience that we had, we understood how to deal with our customers. They licensed for fewer seats when they renewed, but they all came back. So it was an experience that we had that we're frankly leveraging into our day-to-day operating environment today.
Now, you have some pretty good relationships in hospitality, in travel, and you have an expertise in healthcare. Now, there's been, I don't think people realize it, but I'm sure you do, there's a mandated healthcare recession in this country. It's been mandated by the government. Has that hurt your business, and when the heck is it going to lift?
Yeah, so we talked about this in our earnings call that roughly 20% of our customers are in those impacted industries. So think travel, hospitality, energy, and then parts of healthcare. And I think that it's probably going to take a year or so, but we'll get those users back. So as companies regain full employment and hopefully in the next year, we'll see all that come back to us.
How about the opportunity to grab from Symantec?
It's been interesting. As Symantec moved under Broadcom, we saw a lot of frustration in the customer base, and we saw a lot of outreach from both channel partners and customers. And in this world of COVID, where threats are real, they're imminent, organizations have been looking for change. And that's created, frankly, opportunity for us. And we don't think that's just a one-quarter thing. We think that plays out over several years.
And you're continuing with that 98% recurring rate, which I love so much because I can model how you're doing even these hard times.
Absolutely. And so if you look at our business from a financial standpoint, one of the very most compelling aspects of our business model is the fact that 98% of our revenue recurs. And that's frankly why we get guidance for the year. Like a lot of companies stood down on guidance in the most recent quarter. We felt comfortable, given the visibility we have, to provide guidance to the street.
And just one last thing, you've always been so helpful because I know you're enterprise, but can you just tell our viewers one or two things that they should know if they click on, they're really going to get hurt?
Yeah, really simple things. So threat actors are trying to steal from you. So just think about it as simple as that. And so it's all these lures that make you compelled to click on a link or open a document, go to the original website, don't click on that link. If you don't know what's in a document, don't open it. There's some very simple things that we can all do to better protect ourselves.
And is there any government? I mean, does anybody ever go after these guys?
Well, it's interesting. The range of threat actors that we see today really range everything from state actors, so governments taking action, to organized crime, to just hackers. And when these organizations are operating on soil where someone can do something, the U.S. government definitely does step in and makes efforts to shut it down. But for the most part, these actors operate in territories where there's no extradition and there's no ramifications from the U.S. government. And
any particular governments really after us?
Pardon me, Jim? Say that one more time.
Any particular bad governments? I mean, is it Iran? Is it North Korea still?
We see activity across all of those common nation states, whether it's Russia, Iran, North Korea, et cetera.
All right. Well, look, you do a great service, and you still stay ahead of the game of the competitors, which I love. It's always great to talk to you. Learn something every time you're on. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Jim. Good talking to you.
That's Gary Steele, Chairman and CEO of Proofpoint, PFPT. It's been a real winner. It's going to stay a real winner. Mad Money's back into the break.
Don't miss a second of Mad Money. Follow @JimCramer on Twitter. Have a question? Tweet Kramer. #MadTweets. Send Jim an email to madmoney@cnbc.com or give us a call at 1-800-743-CNBC. Miss something? Head to madmoney.cnbc.com.